Hello and hey howdy, I am James Adams, and this morning I woke up, I barely slept. Middle of the night, I woke up, probably scared my wife, and I had this thought, and you're saying, James, what was it? It was canless trims. Look at that, no cans. My life was changed. I could have stayed home today. I did everything I needed to. So you may be saying, James, why are you so excited about canless trim? And man, every time you discover something, all you have to say is there's that moment of silence and you say, you know what? I know things. So traditionally, when you're installing recessed lights, right, you may have an old funky one. Here's your clue. You say, James, how do I know I need to upgrade my recessed lighting, or add it? So if you look up and you turn on your light switch and the bulb is bright, but then 3 minutes later it comes on brighter, you have a compact fluorescent, you need to get rid of that. You need to get rid of that. That compact fluorescent is probably gonna kill your kids and grandkids and maybe make some of them homeless, God forbid. It's the compact fluorescents. Don't do that. Friends don't let friends do compact fluorescents, okay? So, in the last several years, most of you are familiar with LED trims, okay? So we would install a can somewhere in your kitchen ceiling, a housing, and then put this bad boy up there, okay? But here's the problem. Let me show you a piece of your ceiling. If you have, here's your ceiling. I just turned your whole house 90 degrees. It looks like a wall. It's a ceiling. Don't be difficult. So a lot of times if I'm doing a layout and I wanted to do a can right here in my ceiling, right? And a lot of times you're gonna take a stud finder or poke a hole with a wire because you're looking for, you say, what is this? This is a big ceiling joist or a floor joist, depends how you look at it. Let's say it's a ceiling joist, it's a 2x12. Well, I can't put a can or a housing if I'm working in an existing ceiling, I can't put that there, right? Or even worse, if I do this perfect layout and it just catches the edge, right? And I just got this part, it won't fit, okay? So I've got to change the whole layout. And you're saying, James, why is that a problem? Here's why, because rarely do you install just one can, you're doing a layout, i.e. 4, 6, 8, some version 9. So if this is my last can I'm doing my layout, and this one has to move over, they all have to move, okay? And a lot of times on these jobs, the layout for recessed lighting takes longer than the actual electrical, okay? So enter the canless trim. And what's neat about this is, of course, no can, but look at that profile. Here's your ceiling, here's the trim. In this case, this is an NDR razor. This is thinner than the 1/2-inch drywall that's probably gonna be on your ceiling. So here's the life changer. Get ready to change your address, your name, and start wearing red shoes. That means if I want to do this layout and I've got a big ceiling joist in there, it doesn't matter. I'm going to cut my hole. I'm going to laugh at that ceiling joist and say, ha, Mr. Ceiling Joist, I'm still putting a trim here. My layout is unsullied, unpolluted. And that's because this one is a razor, but some of my guys call these waffles. You can see why. But these things are awesome. So, one other layer of awesomeness on these style of trims. You just cut the hole in the drywall, you push it up, you make your attachment to the wire, and it just clips in. These clips just hold it up to the drywall. But better than that, the color selection. So if you want a warm white, a little whiter, or super white, like almost blue, you just move this toggle back and forth and you can change the color. This is super cool because this should last you several years. So if you have a room right now that the walls are white and then you change it and you paint the room darker, like, I don't know, God forbid, brown or red, it's up to you, I don't judge. But point being is you could change this light, the color of that light, to still match your room and not have to pull all these down and change them out. That gives you so much flexibility. Anyways, see, now you get it, right? You're like, oh my gosh, now you can't sleep. You've got to put these bad boys in. And if you're doing a remodel where you have an existing ceiling, these are fantastic. Even in new construction, if you're the electrician or your electrician, can loop the wire above and basically do your holes, do the layout after the drywall's done. Reach up, grab the wire, pull it down, hook it up. It's fantastic. So the only difference here really is your your visual, okay, the aesthetic. This is more like a traditional LED trim. You've got a little bit of a recess here. With the Canless trims, obviously they're flat, it's like a little window. I like these besides all the other installation variables, but because it's so low profile. Once this is on the ceiling, it basically blends in. This is a matte finish, so unless you or your client wants to really notice the cans, these are about as low profile as you can get. Okay, there you go, Canless trims, life-changing, go for it. And while I'm pushing this, it reminds me of the click to like button, as well as click to subscribe. Appreciate all you who've been subscribing lately. You all have a great day, stay warm.